Anywhere you go, you belong. Anywhere you say, anywhere.
Okay, welcome back to the stream, guys. I hope everyone is doing well. As always, guys, if you are enjoying the content, please be sure to like and subscribe. It really does help out. And make sure you do hit the bell as well so you don't miss out on any streams or uploads in the future. But guys, welcome back to the stream. FX Wolf, everything's so slow. Nothing traded for 2 weeks. All things. I mean, to be fair, if you're going to focus on the yen pairs, it has been difficult. Well, depends how you've been looking to trade it. But if you've been looking for meaningful pullbacks on the yen pairs, which I think that's the case for yourself, it would have been quite difficult because the yen pairs have been like a slow grind to the upside, no kind of real pullback. Maybe you can look at this one, but unless you were looking at that beforehand, difficult to catch. And that's kind of the same theme throughout the yen pairs, kind of a slow grind to the upside. So would have been difficult to get into these guys unless you're already in them maybe 2-3 weeks ago when the move started. Yeah, at the start of the month, if you're in the trade there, then of course fantastic. If not, it's been difficult with the yen pairs. And yeah, I agree as well. It's been like a slow grind. So if you're on the low time frames looking at those pullbacks, maybe you would have got a few positions on the way up. But if you're looking for anything meaningful on the 4H and above, yeah, it's not been very fruitful there. But yeah, that's what's going to happen from time to time. Sometimes you're going to get the pullbacks you're after. Sometimes it's going to be completely, well, not nothing because we are still pushing higher. But in terms of the setup you're looking for, nothing quite there. What's up, Game City? Hope you're well. I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. Pound Aussie selling. I was looking at pound Aussie, but I decided to get into Euro USD instead. It did come back into my zone, but I hopped into some Euro USD longs instead. So that's the trade I'll be managing. But yeah, pound Aussie did come back into the zone. Really nice wicks to the upside as well. So this was the level we've been looking at. Retest of 1.92. Came back into the zone, really nice wicks to the upside. We did see a nice entry candle here. This was a nice bearish engulfing candle there. Of course, accompanied with the wicks in the 4H time frame. Stop loss would have been above the wicks there as well. Looking for a move down. So pound Aussie looks like a good position as well, but I hopped into Euro USD. They looked a lot better in terms of the entry, so I'm trading that one at the moment. So we'll see how that one plays out. But again, got the entry roughly the same time, but had a bit more conviction with Euro. So I decided just to put my eggs in one basket and trade that one. But pound Aussie looking good as well, coming to a really nice level in the 4H. Nice rejection as well. I'm liking the wicks there to the upside, showing real inability to break to the upside, which is what I want to see for my wicks. I want to see wicks piercing through my zone. That's always a good confluence, good characteristic to have in a trade. And having stop loss above that as well. So yeah, pound Aussie looks like a good sell to me, but for me, Euro USD is a lot better in terms of the risk reward, the entry as well, the conviction. So I decided to stick with Euro. But if Euro wasn't setting up, probably would be in pound Aussie. Come back into a nice daily level there as well. And with pound Aussie, we're just looking to capitalize on that next swing high, should it form, of course. But we're looking at one over there, second, third, equal kind of double top there, fourth and potentially a fifth there as well for a move to the downside. So pound Aussie looks good to me as well. Nice level, nice area. Could be seeing a big follow through to the downside. This range down here could be a nice target. Looking at a good risk reward as well. So yeah, I'm pretty bearish on pound Aussie. Euro entity, pound entity, I'm bearish on those as well. Euro Aussie, I'm still bearish on this one. This one was I was trading last week, but it's just a little bit choppy. Pound Aussie looks a lot clearer. We've broken to the upside. We're coming to some fresh highs, and we're testing a nice level. Whereas this one, it's almost just like consolidation, really. So I'm not really interested in Euro Aussie. I do think we've still got a good chance coming back into the low here, because again, forming these major lower highs in the daily chart, 1, 2, and a third. If that's the case, then I do think we've got a good chance just to roll over and test that support level. So that will be the direction I'll be looking to trade in. It's just in terms of the setup, not looking particularly great. So I'll probably just focus on pound Aussie or Euro NZD out of them if Euro NZD is going to be kind enough to pull back. What's up, Omar? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing good. Gold and silver, please. Yeah, I'm looking at gold and silver. They've been very, very interesting. Gold and silver, particularly gold, absolutely selling off a cliff yesterday. Again, just a lot of bearishness. I'm still very bullish on gold despite this move here, but it might just mean we're having a deeper pullback for now before we do push up. Because again, if I scale to the high time frames, which is where I derive my bias, which is where I derive which way I want to trade in, it's kind of like a filter for when I go to the intraday time frames, full H and hourly. I'm still seeing a lot of momentum to the upside. Yes, we're stalling at the highs a little bit here, that big wick and a big shift of momentum, but this for me is still a very important low. So as long as price stays above that, I'm looking for buying opportunities for us to push up. It does look like a slowdown in price, so even if we do get some new highs for gold, it may just topple out again as well. But yeah, my direction I'm looking to trade in is still to the upside for gold and silver as well. Still looking at conviction. Silver still looks relatively good so far. Gold, quite a big correction there, but silver hasn't even come back to retest its prior high as well. So silver to me looks probably like the better pair to trade, the cleaner pair to trade at this moment in time. And yeah, still expecting a push back to the high for silver and back to the high for gold. If you're looking to trade gold, I'd wait for a bit more development in terms of price slowing down, finding support. For me, this is the clearest level of support down here at 22.83, 22.80, yeah, 83. There's some minor levels of support resistance on the left here, but nothing I'll get too excited about. We may see a reaction from it, but I wouldn't expect price to suddenly fly to the upside from those levels. It could do, but I don't think probability is there entirely. So gold still looking at upside, but it's a tricky one. I'm not seeing clear areas which I want to get involved in apart from the low here. Yeah, I'm not seeing clear areas, and there's still a lot of momentum. I know we're pushing up a little bit this morning, but it's not really saying much. A bit of upside momentum still with the bears, probably expecting a low high to develop soon, and another push back down. So yeah, gold still bullish, but not seeing opportunities to take any trades there. And you have to take a look at DXY. Aussie dollar, Leon, we'll take a look. Ben, good morning, hope you're well. No problem, happy to help, Omar. GA shorts, if we break below 1.921 with stops above the high, what do you think? Okay, so yeah, I was just chatting about pound Aussie. I said it looked good for a sell. I just hopped into Euro USD longs. If I didn't do that, I would be in pound Aussie shorts on this candle here, which closed at 9 a.m. So yeah, I like the shorts already from this candle close here. The last candle close here, my stops would be above the high here. So that would be the trade I'll be in at the moment if I wasn't buying euro, which I'll go through in a moment. So yeah, I'm really liking the shorts. 1.921, where is that? 921. Okay, it's pretty much around there. Yeah, you can even wait for a break of that if you want to. Again, there's a million different ways to enter the market. Break of this, waiting for that low to break, or a retest of this. Whatever makes sense to you. The important part really is in trading is the direction, the location, and your entry signal. You do your analysis to find your direction and your location in terms of where you want to enter, where you want to buy, where you want to sell. Then you wait for your entry setup to indicate that, okay, where you want to trade from is showing signs that it is about to reverse. And that's when you slap on your trade. So if if all those boxes are ticked, managing risk, then you've got a setup on your hands there. So yeah, I like pound Aussie shorts. I like it a lot, especially with the full H wicks. That's always a good sign. When we're seeing wicks on the higher time frames, it's a good sign we're most likely going to move in the opposite direction. Of course, for how long, how far, that's always the question. But I would expect to see some follow through to the downside. USD CAD, Dosto, I will take a look. Douglas gold, we'll have a look as well. I mean, I just went through gold. If you scroll back 2 minutes, even that, you probably see my analysis to it. But yeah, USD CAD, I'll go through the DXY after, but I'm still looking for that downside in USD CAD. We still had a really corrective pullback, and same for the DXY as well. We've had a really corrective pullback, so I'm still looking for some follow through to the downside. We do have these lower highs here, one over there, second over there, third over there, potentially a fourth over here as well. We did snap through the trend line confluence, so we did lose a little bit of confluence there of the trend line. I was looking for the lower high around here, didn't happen. So with shorts for USD CAD, we're in a good area, prime place for it, but I would be a little bit wary as we approach some of these areas. Again, these look like really good areas to take profit, take partials, manage your trade in terms of a stop loss to a break even. These areas make a lot of sense for that, but I would expect to see some downside for USD CAD. Potentially, we could see a lot of downside if this is going to be the next lower high. You could roll all the way back to the low there. But in terms of a place for a sell, it makes a lot of sense. We're coming back to some areas of supply here, naturally in a place where a lower high could form. It's a healthy pullback, kind of have a big exaggerated move there, which tends to roll back over. So it's in a prime place for a sell, and we're seeing some nice rejection in the 4H as well, and nice shift in momentum on the hourly too. So I do agree with the sells there for USD CAD. I think it does look good. It's just up to you how you want to manage that, how far you want to push the trade. If you're looking for a lower high back down to the low, of course, probability, there's less likelihood price would get all the way down here than price getting here. So it depends what you're after. If you're after a reaction, I think you're very good going. If you're after for a push down there, I would say as long as you kind of manage the trade along the way, you should be good as well. But yeah, I like the location, makes a lot of sense. USD CAD shorts. I'm looking for something similar on the DXY. We've seen a really nice corrective pullback coming into this zone here as well, kind of breaking through it a little bit, but more or less in that area. I'm looking for a big move to the downside. I did notice this trend line as well on the DXY, which I didn't notice before, but we have come back into a really long-standing trend line. 1, 2, 3, bit of a fake out there, 4, potentially 5 as well. So we might have just broken through that zone just to tag the trend line as well, because on my Euro USD long position, we did come into a bullish trend line as well. So I went to DXY to see if there was one as well, and it's pretty much the same thing, just opposite directions. But yeah, Euro USD, I've gone long on the retest of this zone. This is the zone I was talking about yesterday, which price just missed by like half a pip. Luckily today we did get another rollover. Price came back into that zone. I shifted momentum on the hourly chart, and I have hopped into the trade on that. Well, not in the last hourly candle, but the one before that. This candle here, and stop loss just below that low there as well. Came into some nice confluence, nice shift of momentum. Looking for a push to the high there, but I will be managing the trade before that. If I do see some follow through, I'll lock stops to break even, see what we do at this high, so on and so forth. But the plan is for some continuation for Euro. We've seen a really big impulse to the upside, healthy correction, another big impulse to the upside, pretty healthy correction. Looking at kind of a big bull flag, if you will. We took it out highs as well, which is a great confluence. And yeah, looking to see if we can get some follow through to the upside in the retest of this zone. And I'm liking the way DXY is setting up as well. Got some good confluence there too. So we'll see how that goes. I'm still favoring some weakness for dollar. I think there's still a good chance we can get back to the low, and then we'll go from there. I don't really have a long-term bias for the dollar, as I usually do, just because it's the condition are a little bit choppy. If anything, I think there's still a good chance for a higher low to form. But yeah, we'll speak on that as time goes on, as price prints. But yeah, currently in euro dollar longs. Yeah, euro longs look nice. Definitely looks like a good level. Yeah, it's a great place. It's a level which I was eyeing up since last week when we got the break of it. And now we've had a really good pullback as well. Because for me, the impulse is just as good as the pullback. I mean, holds just as much importance as the pullback. Really had a really good impulse, really good pullback, good entry signal, good confidence at the zone. So I'm in the position. What's up, Anis? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're well. Morning. What's up, Joseph? Welcome to the stream. Poppy, what is up? Welcome. So yeah, currently in Euro USD longs, hopped in on that candle there. Candle's a little bit big, but yeah, it's a nice shift in momentum, so I'm happy to take the trade. And we'll see how far we can take this one. Stop loss just below the low. Has a nice trendline confidence there as well, which is always great to have. Connecting the higher lows there, 1, 2, 3. Same thing for DXY as well. So I'm anticipating weakness for the dollar. I think we do have a bit of news this afternoon for dollar, but nothing crazy. Pound USD did close pretty strong on the 4H as well. I'm expecting some follow through to the upside intraday. Aussie dollar is back inside the range, so I'm no longer concentrated on this one. Yeah, now that we've broken below that area, it's difficult to say next. It could still be a fake out, to be honest. It's not a convincing break underneath, but when price is in this area, that for me is no man's land, so I'll be staying put. But if we do get back above, then yeah, my interest will be peaked again, but for now I'm staying put. But yeah, in terms of any other markets I'm interested in, not many. I mean, I was looking at pound Aussie this morning. Euro USD looked a little bit better, so I decided let me just take that trade because it was a better trade than pound Aussie in terms of the entry. So I decided let me just take Euro USD and manage that one. Pound Aussie does look good in terms of the area we're trading in. Yeah, ends the USD nowhere near my entry level, so maybe that might still roll over. We'll have to wait and see. And then yeah, gold, I've got my eyes on. Silver's not far away from my entry level. Looking at 30-ish or just below 30 to see if we come back and retest that high, and I'll see what we can do. And gold, I'll keep a close eye on as things develop because I'm still looking to buy that. But gold for me is in the middle of nowhere. I'm not seeing much. I'm not seeing much on gold. Not at an area of significance. Price action looks pretty bearish to me still. So yeah, I'm gonna stay put on gold. So yeah, we'll continue to manage euro, but I've been bearish on dollar since last week, looking for opportunities. I did long Aussie dollar 2 days ago. That one didn't play out. Now I'm having a second attempt with euro. Hopefully this one could be slightly better. But yeah, longer term, I'm still kind of on the fence with dollar. So I'm just looking for a push back to the high there, and we see what price does next. But in all honesty, the price action this year hasn't been particularly great. And the price action is more choppy like this. I do want to be a bit slower with my trading and a bit more calculated as well, and more concerned about fake outs and liquidity as well. When we got really primed trending conditions like we had in 2022, then yeah, you can be a bit more aggressive with your trades. Definitely if you're trend following. Even mean reversion as well can work a lot better in pure trend conditions because you're likely to see those retracements at particular points. But definitely for trend following, you can be a bit more aggressive. When we get to a bit more corrective condition like this, it's a little bit more difficult. You have to be a bit more calculated, which is why understanding your conditions is so important. Mandela, please do GR30. Okay, we'll have a look see. We're looking at that one yesterday. Okay, so we broke out the range there. Yesterday I was talking about to see if we can hold this as support for upside, but it did not hold. We broke through pretty aggressively. So yeah, what next? I mean, if it is a fake out, because we are still throwing a lot of wicks to the downside, if we do break back inside the range, possibly buys could look good there. But for me, the next best level would be a retest of this low, of this high, sorry, around 18,300. Should we see a move all the way back down there, for me, that's a really nice place for a long, sharp breakout, no retest of the level. For me, that's like a good place for potentially another higher low. You can see we've had a pretty big pullback previously. We could see another one of those pullbacks. This is not a bad place for us to turn bullish. So yeah, German DAX, I am still bullish longer term. High time frames are still pointing up, so that'll be the direction I'm looking to trade in. But now that we have cracked through that support level, if we don't break back inside, we're probably going to get a rollover to the downside here. If we see some rejection over here, because this is of course now going to be resistance. If we see some rejection there, could be some nice intraday sells. Probably in the 15 minute, probably looking for entries just to get a better risk reward and entry. But in terms of a longer term buy, a swing opportunity, I think 18,300 looks the best now that we have broken through that support. But yeah, still seeing a very, very confident uptrend. So I would be looking to continue that until proven otherwise. What's up, more? Welcome to the stream. Hope you have a good day as well too, buddy. Thank you for wishing me a good day. I don't know what I was trying to say there. You still holding the Euro Yen position? It does look like the yen pairs are still bullish in general. I mean, Euro Yen still fighting higher. CHF, don't know what that one's doing. Dollar Yen pushed higher yesterday. Aussie Yen hasn't really gone anywhere since yesterday. CAD Yen likewise. New Zealand Yen still trying to push higher. Pound Yen still trying to push high. So I'm seeing a lot of weakness with the yen. So yeah, for the Japanese index, we did see a nice bullish reaction, but hasn't really gone anywhere. We've come back to that same level of support. I think maybe early in the week or maybe last week. No, early in the week I was talking about the Japanese index. I said there's a good chance we probably will form a higher low and push up again. We did kind of see that, but I haven't seen a follow through back to the high. And again, it is still quite corrective, the Japanese index, so I'm still not convinced that we're gonna suddenly push up. We could do, if things change fundamentally, then anything can happen really with the yen. But in terms of a technical point of view, we're still very corrective, which typically means we're gonna eventually sell off again. And if the Japanese index sells off, that means the yen pairs will sell off with it. I could be wrong, of course. But I think shorter term, I'll still be looking to try and take this higher. But I would be wary as we approach the highs here, because you could definitely topple over. Okay, still in. Nice. That is an impressive hold. I mean, looks like price is gunning for that wick there. So I wouldn't be so surprised if we're going to take out 171.5. Poppy, I've been too lazy with the charts. I knew Euronoc would go down. I was just too lazy to wait for a good entry. Once it broke 200 MA, I knew it would go down. It happens, Poppy. I mean, trading is it's a funny thing. You've got to be so kind of strict with what you're gonna do. and see it through, because otherwise it's difficult to remain sane and mentally intact, because otherwise you're all over the place. So of course we're all humans at the end of the day. We're all gonna make mistakes. We're all gonna do stuff we shouldn't do, of course, but in trading, it's one of the things where you want to try and make that to a bare minimum. And above all, don't play with your risk. That's the only one you don't want to break. Yeah, if you take a trade outside your plan, you shouldn't be doing that. Of course, we all know that. But yeah, the one rule which you do not want to break at any point is your risk. Because even if you break it a little bit, say you risk 1%, but now you risk 2%, of course, it's not going to be a sudden game changer. But if you're going to risk 2, then you might risk 4, then you might risk 6, and if you're in a bit of drawdown, you might risk 10 just to get out of it, and then there's no coming back, really, if you don't know what you're doing. But yeah, Euronoc, we were talking about this one yesterday. I remember we were talking about this low here, and we did break through pretty aggressively, and we did get that retest as well, which is what I think you were saying yesterday. You said once we break through, you're looking for a retest for a short. I mean, it came pretty late in the day, but yeah, I was seeing some follow through there. But yeah, you were talking about Euronoc sells. You were talking about some Euronoc sells. Is oil weak? Yeah, oil is weak. Pushing right now. Okay, added 4 new positions. 168. Fair play. More really strangling and taking Euro yen for every buck it has. But yeah, I mean, in terms of looking to really push trades and see them out for what they are, I think that's one of the best ways of really maximizing your trade. Not necessarily finding new concepts you haven't found it before, but to become a better trader, you want to learn how to maximize your wins and minimize your losses. I think that's the aim of the game, and the best way to maximize your wins is hold your trades for longer or add more to your winners. Of course, both of them feel a little bit uncomfortable to do, and it is uncomfortable to hold trades longer or add to winning positions because you're adding more risk on. But it's the best way to maximize your winners, and of course minimizing your losses, just getting out where you're wrong, getting out quicker, maybe closing a little bit before you take the whole loss, stuff like that. But those are the best ways to improve your trading rather than trying to look for a better system. Good morning, William. Hope you're well. Did something stupid yesterday. Took a position, used the cab because of FOMO. Lost my position. Waiting for new enter and be more patient this time. Don't worry, bro. It happens to the best of us. I think the most important thing is just realizing your mistake, realizing where you went wrong, and accepting it, and then just moving on straight away. Because a lot of the time you make a mistake, and then because you make the mistake, you carry that revenge or that anger into the next position, and you just do something stupid again. If you do something stupid, nip it in the bud, address it, and then you're back to it. You're back to your plan, back to waiting and doing the right thing. Because if you look at the average trader who kind of just blows up, it's very rarely that they would just go, okay, I'm risking 1%, and suddenly they just risk 100% on the trade. It's normally they make a little mistake, and then that mistake turns into a bigger mistake. They do something else to recover, and so on and so forth. And it's like a big snowball effect. And then they end up blowing the account or doing something stupid. Very stupid. So, yeah. Just nip it in the bud, move on. Aussie Cat, I'll take a look at. Daniel, no problem. I'm working for Euro Yen for the last 4 weeks. till it ends, then I'll look for a new fresh pair. Not bad at all. So to the end of the month, I'm assuming. Yeah, I remember when you were talking about it. I remember when you were talking about it over here. Impressive. I mean, I was not expecting that for the yen pairs. I remember when the yen pairs were over here, I didn't want to touch the yen pairs because we were seeing all of that ruckus and momentum, which put me off them. Then became a hard trading mode. That start of summer is always difficult to concentrate. A bit of sun's throwing you off, Poppy. Yeah, I understand as well. You want to be outside. Yeah, I mean, summer is definitely my favorite season as well. Never take a month usually takes the profit, but this one was different. Kept old. Yeah, I mean, whatever system you do trade, you will always have that big winner that will come from time to time. Because again, it is probability at the end of the day. You take whatever trade, whatever system you have. You know, you take a trade 50 times. One of those 50 is just going to continue. Of course, whether it's in your plan or not to take advantage of that, if it does happen or not, is something else. But you know, sometimes you do take a trade and it just goes. So yeah, in terms of Aussie CAD, yeah, Aussie CAD, not my favorite pair, I must say. Looks like we're stuck on some local levels of support and resistance here on the left, kind of bouncing there a little bit. But in terms of intraday, we've seen a lot of bullish momentum for Aussie CAD, and higher highs and higher lows have been a theme here, and could be looking to persist with another high and low. If you're looking at intraday opportunities for AD CAD, I would focus on the buys. I mean, it would be nice if we kind of push lower a little bit first into the wick here and then gave the signal, because this is not a bad shift of momentum there, closing at 10 a.m. But if I was being a little bit picky, I would want this candle to be a little bit lower down, closer to this wick here, because then I can have a bit of a safer stop loss under the wick there rather than here. I mean, I could still have it here. It's just that will skew my risk reward a little bit. But yeah, I would favor buys here for Aussie CAD intraday. Looking at price, working its way back to these areas, possibly the high as well. That could be a nice extended target back to the high, because we have had a lot of bullish momentum. It's looking like price is, if we go back to the daily chart, it looks like it's holding above the prior daily swing high, which is 0.905. Looks like we're actually testing that as support as well. So yeah, that could be a nice springboard to push price even higher as well. So Aussie CAD will be bullish intraday. Longer term, I don't have too much to say with this one, because again, where I come up with my bias is with the higher time frames, and the higher time frames a little bit contradicting. Daily, we do have somewhat of a bullish, I was going to say bullish trend, but it's not really. I mean, it's somewhat bullish to a degree. It's not really a trend. Really, it looks more like consolidation. Weekly chart, I would still say, has a bearish tint to it. Respecting highs there, we did respect lows, but we've been pushing down. And monthly is kind of just sideways, so I'm not really looking at monthly too much. So Aussie CAD doesn't really have too much of an overwhelming direction about it, which is not really what I want to see. I want to be picking markets that, you know, in the first 10 seconds I can spot the direction very, very clearly. Aussie CAD is not one of them. So personally, I would stay away. But if you're looking at intraday, yeah, intraday is definitely to the upside. So, and now that we've had a decent pullback as well onto a decent area, I do think we can probably see some upside for Aussie CAD. So that's kind of what I'll be looking at. I don't even look at new pairs, to be honest. Just come here hanging out with my friend. Love you guys. Appreciate that more. Yeah, I mean, kudos to you, to be fair. I mean, trading must be must be very simple with that kind of outlook, to be honest, because once you're in that trade, it's, that pair until the end, really, which does make everything a lot simpler. For me, I do like, do have a bit of a wandering eye. Once I do take a trade, I'm already thinking about the next pair and the next trade, really. But yeah, that does sound very, very peaceful. If I lived in London, I could trade, but if I lived in the British countryside, I would struggle to trade. England is a really beautiful city once you get out of the cities. Yeah, it is. Countryside is actually really nice, to be honest. Countryside is really nice. Yeah, it is nice. City's nice as well. I mean, I'm kind of 50-50 between city and countryside. Sometimes I really like city, sometimes I really like countryside. I think definitely when I'm older, countryside all the way, 100%. But still got a bit of youth for me, so drawn to the city. Yeah, I think most places on earth are beautiful, to be honest. England's not really known for its beauty, to be honest, but it does have it. I mean, I would definitely argue New Zealand is a very beautiful country. Probably more than England. Asim, good morning. Hope you're well. Can you look at gold? Sure thing. What's up, Holy One of Israel? Welcome to the stream. So yeah, with gold, as I have been explained, I'm looking at upside. It's just difficult to find a opportunity to long this one. Yeah, it's difficult to find opportunities along this one. For me, high time frames, for me it's very, very clear. I'm looking to buy. So now I just need to find a place to buy. And this place, 2283, the low here I do like, should we get there. Other than that, I'm not seeing much. It's just kind of a big dive off a cliff right now. We're approaching some minor areas of support resistance around here, which we're kind of reacting with. Is this level going to send price all the way to the moon? Probably not. We may see just a little reaction, which may kind of be even potentially over by now. Yeah. If you ask me intraday, I'd still be very bearish. As in, I would still expect to see some follow through lower. If you're talking about my personal trade, I'm looking to long. It's just nowhere near set up for that, so I'm not really focused on gold for now. Silver for me looks a lot cleaner, so that's kind of where my attention is, because silver, I'm just literally looking for a retest of that high to then long. So silver, black and white, really clarity there. Gold, not so much. Stay home and you never go back. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I don't know. I always like the UK, but in terms of just weather and scenery, yeah, there's multitude of countries which are more attractive. I live in Sao Paulo and London. That is a big contrast. Brazil and the UK. It's a big juxtaposition there. How was Sao Paulo? It was good when I was young. Couldn't imagine it now. Yeah, I don't know what happened with gold at all. Yeah, I don't know what happened with gold, to be honest. It fell off a cliff. Even US 30 as well. That tanked. We had some news yesterday. I wasn't really keeping tabs with the market yesterday afternoon, evening, so I wasn't watching this. But yeah, a huge sell there in US 30. S&P a little bit, US 100 a little bit as well, but US 30 took a massive dive. I think Ethereum a little bit of downside. What was BTC doing these days? Bitcoin a little bit of downside as well, nothing crazy. But yeah, a lot of bearishness. So yeah, Euro NZD, as I have said, I'm looking for downside for this one, but it's been quite choppy. It's been quite choppy, Euro NZD, but hopefully we can see some clarity, because I really like this level here. 1.7877. Should we retest that, I will be looking at sells, and we got a big swing low here at 1.74284, which potentially could be slowly working our way towards. I'm looking at the highs here, one over there, second over there, potentially a third over here as well. And we could be making our way to this low if we're going to continue that pattern. Lower high, lower high, lower high. You would expect at least a push to the low or a lower low. Now that we've cleared strong support just above us, let me delete that. So now that we've cleared strong support, this is of course going to be turned resistance. And a retest of that does interest me for some sells. Simply looking at another lower high and then a lower low. So yeah, that remains the plan with USD. I'm still pretty bearish on. I think we can see a lot more downside for this pair. I mean, currently right now it's just quite choppy and corrective, so I wouldn't really want to get involved down there. But yeah, certainly a retest of that level does interest me. 1.785. So yeah, Ben, that is kind of what I'm looking at for Euro NZD. Come to Eastern Europe. Whereabouts in Eastern Europe? I'm talking Croatia, Estonia, Romania. Where are we talking? I haven't been to Eastern Europe before. So, actually, does Cyprus count as Eastern Europe? Not really. Or, I mean, it is Eastern Europe, you would say, Cyprus. So, yeah. Yeah, turns out I have actually. Yeah, 100%. It would have been a bad bar. I mean, there would be a lot of people who made a lot of money from gold and then lost a lot of money from gold this week. Anyone selling at the highs here would be loving life. Anyone trying to buy this up and trying to catch the next low, yeah, a bit painful. Okay, so you see head and shoulder on gold. Possibly. You talking about this? Or are you talking about maybe this? I mean, I'm still looking to buy gold, but yeah, not seeing much there. So please look at PSO Pakistan State Oil. Interesting. Probably look at the crazy market right now. Okay, so it's just a lot of sideways. Yeah, so there's not a lot to do with this one. It's just a big range, really. So yeah, because of the nature of the market, I'll focus on the extremes. This is not a bad place for a long. Yeah. Should we dip back? into this area. Not a bad place for a long, but yeah, I'm not a big fan of the conditions here because we're just getting a big range really. We're just bouncing from the low to the high. So best place would be looking to try and get involved in the extremes near 270 and near 100. But yeah, because we've seen some recent bullish momentum, I'll try not to flow with that. So yeah, something like that I would be expecting. How is DXY looking? A little bit bearish, but need a lot more of that. Need a lot more of that to get the trade moving. Okay. Yeah, I mean, ooh, 5 years, but now I'm trying to build my future. In the USA, or Israel. Oh, you're talking about your entity. Okay, you're talking about. No, you said full H. Yeah, I'm not sure about the head and shoulder. I mean, they're actually talking about that potentially. Left, head, right. Yeah, anything other than that, I'm not too sure. All I'm looking for is a retest of that level there, which probably will be for next week. I mean, yeah, I'm not going to see a move like that this week. What firms do you recommend? Well, my own firm. I will be announcing that very soon. But yeah, I recommend Elevating Traders. You can go to our landing page and put your website there, put your email there, and you will be notified for any discounts and launching dates. If you're interested, www.elevatingtraders.com. Geez, Poppy, India as well. Seasoned. Friday, make lunch, I swore myself. We all have those traditions, to be fair. We all have those traditions. Cheat day. But yeah, I mean, let me just have a quick look at the news today because I think today will probably be fairly quiet. Okay, so USD durable goods 130, retail sales CAD 130. This is all UK time and Michigan consumer sentiment 3 o'clock. So I'm not expecting too much for them. I mean, it could move the market, yes, but nothing that I'll be too weary of. But then yesterday we had some big moves which I wasn't expecting, to be honest. So yeah, anything could happen. So yeah, we'll be just managing the trade, but I probably won't be looking to jump into anything else. Okay, seeing a bit more. Yeah, I won't be looking to jump into anything else today. I don't think so. See what happens with Euro. Other than that, yeah, other than that, I'm not seeing anything else. I mean, I could have looked to hop into pound Aussie sales as well, but I decided just to stick with Euro because the entry on Euro was a lot better and I deemed it to be a better setup in general. So instead of taking both trades, which would have had one good trade and one okay trade. I just took the one good trade rather than taking both. Of course, they're not really correlated, so even if I did take both, it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. Next week looks tradable. What pair are you looking to trade next week, Poppy? For myself, I'm not even too sure what I'm trading next week. Normally coming to Friday, I already know which pairs I'm looking to trade next week. To be honest, I'm not too sure right now what I'm looking to trade next week. I think I still like the yen pairs to the upside, not New Zealand yen. If pound yen pulls back, I like pound yen. I'm looking at the high here. CAD yen, depending on how we break the high here, I may be interested in CAD yen. If it's a nice impulsive break, I would be interested in a pullback to retest the high. Aussie yen, the low here does interest me. I think there's still a good probability we will look to take the high there. So should we pull back, I would anticipate more upside. Euro yen, I do like the low here as well. Dollar yen, I need a bigger break of the high for me to consider a retest. I do like the low here, but it's quite far away. Probably won't see that next week. And CJY looks ugly. In terms of the dollar pairs, I'm still bearish on USD, expecting to move down like that until proven otherwise. So I'm looking for opportunities that favor dollar weakness. Pound USD, I'm still looking at upside. I think pound USD, I don't mind a retest of the high there. The only thing I don't like about pound USD is just that we're in a massive range, so conditions aren't fantastic. And I try my best just to avoid trading in the range, but I do think there's still a good chance we're going to push back to the high of it at 1.28 roughly. So yeah, a retest of that level won't be the worst setup in the world, but yeah, I'll probably find better opportunities. Aussie dollar, I'm not really interested in. We've broken back inside the range unless something changes abruptly. Probably not going to focus on that one next week. Euro USD, of course, I'm trading that one. Dollar CAD, not what I'm after. Conditions aren't really great in a big range. NZUSD I like. NZUSD I like a lot. Should we see a retest of the low there, I'll be looking to buy. Silver I like, so yeah, I'll keep an eye on silver. Dollar CHF, not really doing much for me. Yeah, nothing there. Gold I'm liking the longs, just no setup yet, so that could maybe develop halfway through next week or something. Yeah, those pairs I'm not really interested in. EuroCAD's starting to pick up momentum, so maybe I'll start looking for some pullbacks to long this one. Needs to push a little bit stronger. But yeah, not sure about that one. Pound Aussie looks good. Euro NZD, I like the sell. Pound NZD, not interested in. Euro Aussie, not interested in. Euro Pound, not interested in. Aussie New Zealand dollar, not interested in. Aussie CHF, nah. CAD CHF, nah. Euro CHF, some nice momentum. It's just CHF pairs aren't. Thank you, Philip, for subscribing. If you guys are enjoying the stream, by the way, please be sure to like and subscribe. It does really help out. Do appreciate everyone who has liked and subscribed so far, and of course, hit the bell so you don't miss any streams uploads in the future. But yeah, Euro CHF not too bad, but I think I prefer the yen pairs to them. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm going to focus on. Of course, things could change between now and the end of the week, and I will post my weekly analysis on the weekend, so you'll find out what my thoughts are going to next week. But I think silver looks the best. Silver longs look the best. If I took USD long at 1.08448, I was stopped out. I entered because of candle momentum. Where is that? 1.0848. 1.08448. Okay, that's around here. So I assume you entered maybe around here, and maybe a stop loss down there. Yeah, I mean, I don't mind it. I like the entry. We've had a really nice rejection to the downside, shift momentum. That to me looks good. The only reason why I wasn't in the trade yesterday is because it just missed out on my level. So this is why I've entered the trade today and not yesterday. But yeah, I mean, again, not every trade is meant to work out. Not every trade is meant to work out. So it failing is not necessarily a bad thing. Of course, you want the trade to win, but the fact that it failing doesn't mean you inherently did anything wrong. You can make a lot of money with a 50% win rate. So a trade failing isn't really a big deal as long as you manage your risk. So, but yeah, in terms of momentum, the concept, the idea is the fact is, okay, momentum's come back into the market. I'm expecting this momentum to continue. Of course, in this instance, it didn't. You take the stop, you move on to the next position. So yeah, I don't really see much wrong with that trade as long as you did what you planned out to do and you did that. It happens. Stop out happens. Take a loss and move on. I don't see much wrong with that. I think the key thing to note with momentum is trend, because the whole point of momentum is that you're following the bigger fish in the ocean, and where they're going, you want to go, and you want to hop in that momentum. And when that momentum dies out, you kind of want to part ways. So if that momentum comes into play, you get into the trade, but the momentum doesn't follow through, then you stop out and you look for another opportunity. As long as you're in the direction of the higher time for momentum, I think the odds are in your favor. I haven't checked the charts, but from looking at the screen, okay. That Eurocard price action from the start of the year is absolutely tragic. I can't agree more, Ben. Eurocard has been shameless with its price action. Absolutely shameless. But the thing is, when we do see consolidation, there's always a breakout around the corner, and typically the longer the consolidation, the bigger the breakout. So as a trader who likes the breakout, who likes trends, I'm looking for pullbacks and continuations. Next point of call for me for Eurocad is the high here. So you could now be seeing some follow through back to 1.5. So Eurocad is now becoming interesting, but yeah, in here this is ridiculous price action. It's just wicks up and down. If you're trading a trending strategy, do not trade in these conditions. There's absolutely 0 point in doing that. 0 point to trade in these conditions, and I found out the hard way. Because once I start to see some nice results from trend following, I just start to trade it wherever I could. And yeah, you're just going to give back your profits in these conditions. Wait for an actual trend to form before trading the trend. It sounds simple, but it's not all the time. But yeah, price action is horrendous. But hopefully we can pick up momentum now and continue. What's up, Casperio? Just face. One step closer to Lambo. 100%, man. One step closer to Lambo. One payout away from a Lambo, man. Who's that? Bernadette? Bernadette, yeah. Bernadette, thank you for subscribing. Appreciate that. I don't know why that took me ages to get your name right. I disagree. The Euro Academy, my best pair. It was so easy to trade between the moving averages. Yeah, I mean, that just goes to show the difference in trading. If you're going to trade mean reversion, then of course EuroCAD is going to be your friend. If you're looking to trade mean reversion, looking for price to bounce from level to level, then of course this is what you want to see. You want to see price respecting support, respecting resistance, and taking and taking trades in the opposite direction. If you're looking for momentum and direction, then of course this is your worst enemy. So it's knowing your conditions, knowing what you're looking for, understanding price action, understanding what fits your style, what fits your strategy, and then when it's there, take the opportunity. But I know for me, for example, trading EuroCAD in that area here would be a disaster. Now that I'm seeing some follow through, now I'm liking what I'm seeing. But of course, for Poppy's sake, this is bread and butter stuff. Already funded now, but scared to take any trades. Just lower the risk. Lower the risk, Casperio. There's no rush. I know the Lambo is only one step away, but you should lower the risk, because now you've got the funded account. Now it's yours to lose, pretty much. It's there for you, there to trade. You could risk 5% in your next trade, or you could risk 0.5%. It's up to you at the end of the day. I think the main goal is to keep that account for as long as possible, because you've done the hard work passing the challenge, and now you've got the account. It's not necessarily easy, but your main goal is to keep that account for as long as possible, really. So, lower the risk. If you normally risk 1%, risk 0.5. If you normally risk 0.5, risk half that, and build some confidence, maybe secure a payout, and then go from there. But yeah, you've done the hard work, Casperio. Just need to start slow and build up that confidence. Now it's broken through the moving averages. I can't trade the EuroCAD. That's when I step in, Poppy. That's when I step in. Time for me to carry the torch. Yeah, that's true. I think many traders will experience that as well. Because again, the hard work is passing the challenge. Of course, you still got hard work to trade it consistently and make payouts. So it's not like it's now just downhill. But yeah, I think the main goal is just to keep the account as long as possible. Because looking at stats, when people get funded, they're very happy just to go 100%, and then they've lost the account within the next month. And there's no real point doing that, because now you have to go through the whole challenge again. So it's like, what's the point? So I think just start slow, maybe even just stay slow and just accumulate. Yeah, definitely know the risk and fun. There's different kind of mental pressure compared to trading challenges. Yeah, I would agree. I think of course I would be worried. Okay, Euro USD started to pick up some nice momentum. Hopefully we can see some follow through. Is this Euro strength or dollar weakness? Aussie dollar's starting to push up a little bit. Pound is really pushing up. Pound is actually a really nice entry. Pound actually gave me a better entry than Euro. I was looking at pound and I was debating potentially taking the trade on this candle here, but I decided not to, because it wouldn't have fit my plan. Because number one, I wasn't looking at pound USD buys anyway. I was just flicking through the charts just to see what other dollar pairs was doing. So I'm looking to buy Euro, and I do like to see what's happening with other dollar pairs, because of course they're all correlated. So it's always nice if they're doing similar things. So I was looking at pound USD to see how things were doing, and I really like the wick here, because it really just pierced through all of this previous lows, and then pulled up and gave me a nice bullish engulfing of the previous candle. So this would be a really nice entry. The only reason why I didn't take it is because, again, not a part of the plan. It didn't come into an area of interest. If this here was down at this level here, then yeah, I would be a bit more excited. But Euro was the pair I was looking at since last week. Euro came into my zone. You gave me the entry signal, so that's the one I took. But arguably the entry was better on pound USD. But again, it's not about if or buts or coulda or shouldas. You know, trading is based on the actions you take, not the actions you don't take. You know, how many times have you not taken a trade and seen it playing out well, but that never will reflect on your trading record or your account balance because you never took the trade. It's always about the actions you take. Has your AD shifted bullish in terms of structure? Let's take a look. See, last time I looked was quite corrective. It depends. It depends what time frame you're talking about. Yeah, it really does depend. If I'm looking from the full H, I would say no. For me, we've had bearish structure, lower lows and lower highs, and then I'm seeing consolidation. So if we get a break of the high here, a strong one, then I could be looking at that as a reversal, because bearish consolidation, now potentially bullish, and we could see this continue. So a strong break of the high, I would say, yes, we've gone bullish. Hourly time frame, there is somewhat of a bullish trend at play here, but because we're coming to the high of the range, I don't think it's a smart trend to follow. Yes, we could still pull back, form a higher low and push up, but it would be so much better if this trend here was just kind of just outside the range up here. Then yeah, sure, that pullback would make a little bit more sense. So yeah, I would say yes, you could say it shifted on the hourly chart, but because of the location, I don't think it's the smartest place to be looking to buy. Certainly if the wick's down the full H, a lot of rejection there. I'm finding it really hard to break the high. So if anything, we could actually see push right back down again. So yeah, if we see a strong break of the range, 1.638, then yeah, I think buys look very, very good going forward. Maybe a push back to the high there on the left. So yeah, that's kind of what I would say in terms of market structure. I'd wait for the range high to break, but hourly full H, nah. I'd wait for the range to go. And then again, everything is about probability, and as traders, all we're doing is just putting as many reasons why a trade could work out in our favor as possible. And every trade you take is unique as well. So trading is unless you have like a mechanical system or you're trading with a robot, if you're trading with any type of discretion, trading is never black and white. It's always gray. It's always you have a slightly better trade setup than another trade setup, even though they may fit the criteria both well, but because of maybe a high time frame candlestick or a certain location or momentum or whatever, one trade could be slightly better than another one. In this particular case, we do have a bit of momentum here, but because momentum's coming back into a high, it does lower the probability as compared to if this was just over here, then I would say it has a slightly higher probability of playing out. And the funny thing is, this could still play out. But yeah, it's not a trade I would take. Aussie CAD. So yeah, as I said with Aussie CAD intraday, I'd favor more upsides. I don't really have a longer term bias with Aussie CAD just because higher time frames aren't clear to me. It does look like we're starting to go bullish on the daily chart. We're starting to see some type of uptrend here. Certainly if you focus on this price action, we do have somewhat of a bullish trend here. The grand scheme of things, you can probably argue a slight trend there, but nothing crazy. If I go to the weekly or the monthly chart, it looks absolutely horrendous, Aussie CAD. There's a very slight bearish trend, but nothing I'll get too excited about. So yeah, overall high time frames don't give me too much clarity, so I kind of just keep it intraday. And intraday we do have pretty decent trend there, so I'll just keep focused with the buys, but I wouldn't try and push the trade too far. As I was saying earlier, we've seen some really nice wicks here to the downside, so I would favor another pop higher for Aussie CAD. But as we approach the highs there, I would be looking to close trades or take partials, or trade a stop loss, because there's a good chance we sell off again. But yeah, in terms of Aussie CAD, I do like the upside. It would be a little bit better if we had a deeper test of the support level, just to get a better stop loss placement and a better entry. But yeah, I am bullish for Aussie CAD. My tea's gone cold again. Keep forgetting about it. I think I'll start doing more orders. Missing too many trades. Fair play. I mean, I don't use orders. Not an order type of guy. Maybe I might. I don't know. It's because I've been using candlesticks to enter for so long, so that's where a lot of my experience lies. So me using orders is a complete different ball game. So it would take a lot of getting used to for myself. But if you've already got a lot of experience with orders, then yeah, I think go for it. And there's a lot of pros for orders as well. You set the trade, you let price come to you, maybe less emotion involved. Of course, you won't miss the trade if you know the charts. You kind of go about your day. So there's a lot of pros to it. So yeah, with what's the top of my list? So top of my list is probably silver. Of course, I'm trading Euro USD right now, but in terms of markets I'm not trading, silver would be at the top of my list right now because, yeah, high time frames clear. Again, if you compare this to Aussie CAD, like I said, you can probably argue somewhat of an uptrend here. I can see that, but grand scheme of things, this is horrendous. Silver for me, really confident breakout there to the upside, a lot of momentum. So direction is very, very clear, precise. And then I've got a lovely high here, which prices broke through, no retest prior to this. So it's a nice fresh level for a long opportunity. So yeah, I would love to take a trade here. So yeah, silver for me is number one. And USD as well would be a close second. I'm not too sure if I'll get the retest I'm looking for, but USD has been ranging. I'm looking to see if you can maybe fake the range low, test this high here. Again, confident breakout, no prior retest. And then look for my entries here. And again, looking for continuation higher because USD has broken structure there. This was our last lower high, which gave us our last lower low. Prices since then, broken structure, and also started to form some higher highs and higher lows in the process, which is fantastic. I'm looking for the next one, for the next push up. So I like USD, but I think silver will snatch the top, and USD will be a close second. So yeah, that's kind of where my focus is at Kasperio. I'd like Euro NZD as well. The only reason why I prefer NZD USD and silver is because the breakout here hasn't been as big as I would like it to be. Really nice support level, but we're kind of consolidating just underneath the level. Whereas if you compare it to NZD USD, a huge break, we really left the level behind us, leaving a nice fresh level to long from. Same with silver, you can see a really big breakout, really leaving the level behind us. And now I'm now looking for the retest of that. So I like it because we've really pushed on. So it shows a lot of conviction, a lot of commitment to the upside. Whereas USD, yes, it's a decent break there, but it's a little bit close. It still looks like a good opportunity. I'll still look to trade it. But again, it's the small margins that can make a setup better than another one. And it's those type of small margins that will make me decide which trade to take and which trade to not to take. Because again, I trade so many different pairs. So, if I take every single opportunity I trade, I'll be taking like 10 trades a week. It's up to me to kind of filter it down and see which trade makes the most sense. Okay, where was I? That Euro trade was an easy order yesterday. Yeah, it did have a nice little retest, seeing some follow through now. I mean, you were talking to me about it, Poppy. You did mention it. Joseph, may I ask how you mentally recover mentally after a loss? Do you analyze where you went wrong? How do you remove the doubts in your system? Good question. I think the best way to recover mentally after a loss is to realize the loss has very, very little meaning. A losing trade has as much meaning as you give it. If you give it so much meaning and you put the weight in the world on that loss, then it's going to feel like the weight of the world. If you just look at it as a piece of data, which it is, then it's just a number on a screen, really. You have to have utmost confidence in your system that is profitable. That's rule number one. If you don't have utmost confidence in your system that is profitable, there's no point trading, really. Because you're doubting your system. That means you're doubting the actions you take, which is why you even place a trade. The only reason you place a trade because you know that if you do this 100 times, you know you will have profit at the end of the day. If you don't have utmost confidence in that, then there's little point trading because your emotions will ruin you. So number one, you have to have utmost confidence in your system. And then number two, when you realize you have utmost confidence in your system and you know that if you do this 100 times, you have profit, then you realize that each loss you take is just a bit of data. Same for win. Data 2R here, -1R here, plus 1.4R here, plus 3R here, -1, -1. It's all just data, really. It's all just numbers. So as long as you're managing risk and you have utmost confidence in your system, a loss doesn't really have that much weight anymore. It's still not comfortable to take a loss, of course, because we're betting with real money here. No one likes to lose money. But with me, I know that I have confidence that I will get paid in the long run. So taking a loss doesn't really have too much heat to it. And I'll say experience as well. Because once you've taken a lot of losses, you don't really pay too much attention, really. And in terms of analyzing where you went wrong, again, when you take a loss, doesn't mean you did something wrong either. You need to remove that connection in terms of loss and did something wrong. Sure, you might have not followed your plan, you might have done something stupid, then you went wrong somewhere. But if you tested your plan, you know it's profitable, and then you trade that plan in the market, you take a loss, why would you start analyzing where you went wrong? You're following your plan. If you need to analyze something, analyze your plan. And if you already tested your plan, you know it's profitable, then just keep trading. Keep trading. Check out Best Loser Wins by Tom Hogarth. It's a really good book. It goes about the psychology of trading, a few techniques in there as well. I think that could be very beneficial to you. So check out Best Loser Wins, Tom Hogarth. You can find it on Amazon. Pound Yen, New Zealand, I'll take a look. I forgot my internet went out for a few hours last night. That was the main reason I missed it. I was kicking myself until I remembered my internet was out. Well, at least it's not your fault, Poppy. It's not your fault. It ain't all your fault. So yeah, with not Aussie yen, sorry, with pound yen. So yeah, pound yen I'm very bullish on. I'm liking 197 for a buy. I'm liking 200.5 as a healthy target, because again, these are the previous highs, major highs for pound yen, so a lot of stop losses, a lot of liquidity be above that. And now that we've really broken through the body, there's a good chance we're probably going to take out the wick high. So you're basically just focusing on buying opportunities, and I would be looking for a nice pullback to 197 and then a buy up. It's a pretty big pullback. If this pullback does happen, of course it's going to be for next week. It's a 250 pip pullback. There's a lot of pips in the MPES right now. So it depends how you're looking to play this. If you're looking at intraday, then I'd probably be looking to see maybe if you can get a push back to the low here, maybe even back to some areas down here as well. So should we see a move down, some rejection, that could end up being a nice place for a long. Likewise, the low here as well looks like a decent place for a long there too. So if you're looking at intraday, then these are not bad areas for a buy, 199, 198. If you're looking for a bit more of a swing, then you're kind of looking for the retest of the high. But either way, this is where I'm looking for GJ to head towards. New Zealand yen, I wouldn't really touch New Zealand yen right now because we've taken out the wick high, we've taken the liquidity there. So for me, the next big move for New Zealand yen probably will be to the downside. It's probably going to be retracement as well. It's probably going to be retracement, probably going to form a higher low and start attacking the highs again. But I don't really have a clear-cut level for New Zealand yen. Now that we've already taken out fresh highs or created fresh highs, it does reduce the probability of the setup as well. So I like GJ. There's a lot going for it. There's reason for us to go higher. There's some nice levels to buy from as well, full H and lower. So I think focusing on GJ makes a little bit more sense. But yeah, New Zealand yen, I think we're probably going to have a retracement soon. And then yeah, probably some more upside, but I'm not really seeing a good place for a long. Maybe a retest of the high here could make some sense there. But GJ's there's a lot going for it. Okay, we'll take a look at gold levels life. Euro USD going well for you. Yeah, we're seeing some nice momentum on Euro. Hopefully we can maintain that. Are we at 1-to-1 yet? Let us see. No, not quite. We peaked around 0.74. I'll see what happens around 1-to-1. I'll probably go break even around there. And then see if we can get some follow through back to the high. But yeah, that's the plan. How's USD looking? Are we falling? Yeah, we're seeing some follow through in the DXY. Came to a nice area of confluence. I mean, DXY 4H candle's about to close in the next 27 minutes. That's a pretty strong close. You can probably see the next 4H candle follow through as well. So yeah, I'm liking what I'm seeing. Good momentum. But yeah, 1-to-1 is probably where I start managing the trade. What's your plans? Yeah, so break even. I won't be taking partials because my main focus is just trading stop loss and just holding full size for as long as possible. But in terms of protecting my risk, it's probably about 1-to-1. I'll go to break even. So roughly around there-ish. I'll start managing the trade, and yeah, the goal is just to hold as long as possible. In terms of targets, if anyone else is trading Euro, then of course the high here makes a lot of sense. The high over there makes sense as well. But my main goal this year is to try and trail stops and just hold full size for as long as possible. So yeah, that'll be the plan. Because I don't know, maybe Euro USD could do what Euro Yen's doing and start flying to the upside. And I want to make sure I give myself the best opportunity to be in that situation. If it's just going to be another trade that pushes up a little bit and rolls over, so be it. I'll stop out, break even, or maybe a small win. But the goal is to try and catch the big moves. No problem, Joseph. Happy to help. Yeah, it's a good book. I have it on my shelf, actually. There it is. Best Loser Wins, Tom Holgard. Great book. It's probably my favorite trading book. So yeah, big fan of it. That's an ambitious trade, yeah. Got to stay ambitious, Poppy. I mean, it's ambitious because I'm trying to look for a big move. Yes, understood that. But in terms of where I'd start to take my risk off, which is around the 1-to-1, 1-to-1's not really ambitious, is it? 1-to-1's your standard. If you look at a market, it being random, if a market is random, then there's an equal chance we'll see a move to 1R, as you will see a move to your stop loss. 50% chance we'll hit the 1R, 50% chance we'll hit the stop loss. So it's 50-50 price moves in my direction, 50-50 price doesn't. So once prices hit the 1R and then remove risk, then it's just like, okay, are we going to continue or are we going to roll over? There is reason for us to continue should we see a continuation of this trend. Should we see a continuation of dollar falling, then there's a good chance we'll see continuation of that. If this doesn't want to continue, then of course I'll take the break even and move on to the next position. So yeah, of course, ambitious for us to see a big move like that, 100%. But again, I know if I take a bunch of trades, there will be a few that just keep going. I have no idea which ones those will be. And that's the whole point of trading stop loss, really. You're giving yourself the opportunity that a trade may continue. And yeah, it's the ones that do, which can sometimes be some big winners. I know last year had some really good trades, pound USD, that just kept going for me, but because of the way I was managing it, it didn't allow me to take advantage of those moves. Again, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just different styles, different strokes for different folks. Yes, gold before I forget. Targeting 2382. 2282. Where is that? 2282. Actually, that's the level I'm looking to buy from. Yeah, the low here. So yeah, I'm looking to buy down here for gold. Should we get there? So you're looking to sell down there, I assume? So yeah, there is a lot of bearish momentum in gold, and we have broken through some of these lows here. So I would expect more downside from gold, but I'm still very bullish. So I won't be looking for any selling opportunities. But I can see the fact that we've taken out lows, aggressive momentum. We spike through the high just to sell off. All signs of more bearishness. So you could see some of a pullback, retest some areas up here, and see some follow through. But yeah, I'm not really a big fan of looking for shorts. I mean, intraday, yeah, you can get away with it if you're just looking to take advantage of the momentum. We've seen a lot of momentum there, pullback, see some follow through. So I can 100% get that. But for myself, as I'm looking for a bigger swing, then I'm looking to, you're looking to buy. Oh, buy. Okay, so you're looking for a similar setup to me then. Okay, we're on the same page. So yeah, 2282, I'm looking to buy as well. Because this for me, 2282 is a very key, important low for gold. Because should we break through this low, that changes a lot for gold for me. If prices are going to break through this to the downside for gold, doesn't necessarily mean I'm expecting us to fall off a cliff, but it means that we are breaking structure and we could see more downside for gold. So that's a big kind of change in price. So for me, this remains a really good place to buy, because if you can buy an extreme as a point where, okay, we're going to go bearish now, should we hold that level of support, you kind of give yourself the maximum opportunity for a decent trade back to the high. So yeah, I'm liking 2282. So yeah, I agree. Again, even the sells, I wasn't really trying to bash the sells. I do think the sells look good, definitely intraday, because there's still a lot of momentum in gold. We probably will pull back this afternoon, see some type of sell-off probably. So yeah, I do favor downside for gold intraday. But for me, I'm focused on the buys. I don't see it as 50-50. Personally, I would aim for 2-1. I would take profit for the second highest peak. Yeah, I mean, there's more than one way to manage it. Yeah, if a market is random, then you're looking at 50-50 to a 1-1. But of course, if you have strategy and edge and some technical patterns at play, of course, you expect that to no longer be 50-50, maybe 60-40 for your entry. But I'm just looking at the market as just a pure, because if you get some random person off the street who doesn't know anything about trading and you ask him to buy or sell and they just do it off a limb, then it kind of is 50-50 in terms of where they put the stop loss to where they put their first take profit, it being a 1-1. It's kind of 50-50 whether it will get to their stop loss or not if the market is completely random. But if you apply technical tools, experience, and edge to the market, then of course you expect it to be a bit higher. But the further you hold your trade, so 2-1, 3-1, 4-1, of course, the less probability you have it will get there because you're holding it longer. It's kind of exponentially lower. The probability of price getting to a 10-1 versus a 5-1 is kind of like half the chance, if you will. But of course, you can put things in your favor that will affect the probability, trend, market structure, momentum, whatever. But in terms of just the market on its own, if it is truly random, then the probability will be half. And that's the way I kind of view it. Do you prefer prop firm account or funding to funding your trading account? Do you prefer prop firm account to funding your trading account yourself? Are you asking, do I prefer trading prop firm or do I prefer trading my personal account? Or are you asking, would I prefer funding my personal account with prop firm payouts or my own money? If you're asking that, then whatever money really to fund my trading account, I don't really mind what it is, as long as it makes my account bigger, that's great. In terms of trading personal or prop firm, I think most people probably prefer trading personal just because you've got less restrictions, a lot more freedom. So yeah, I would definitely choose personal. But of course, prop firm, if you don't have a decent personal, is probably the fastest way to get a decent trading account for yourself. But of course, with flexibility, personal kind of always wins. But if you don't have a good personal account, then you're looking at getting prop firm. If you don't mind, what lot size do you use? Or if you don't mind, can you suggest lot size percentage to capital? Again, in terms of calculating lot size, I use a lot size calculator. I don't have a consistent lot size. Lot size I use is different from trade to trade. It depends on my stop loss size and the pair I'm trading. For example, the lot size I'm using on Euro USD is very, very different from the lot size I'm using when I was trading Euro Aussie a couple of weeks back, because there's a lot more pips in Euro Aussie. The dollar amount per pip is different as well. And the stop loss is going to be different. So if you're going to use varying stop loss sizes and trade different markets, I strongly suggest use a lot size calculator. So you just calculate the lot size rather than coming off the top of your head, unless you know roughly what you're using in terms of your stop loss and your risk you're taking. But I use baby pips lot size calculator. If you just Google that, it will come up. But yeah, I'm risking 1% of my capital, and then whatever lot size I need for it is the lot size I'll use. But I don't have a consistent lot size I use. I have a consistent percentage risk, which is 1. So whatever the lot size I need for 1%, I will calculate for. So yeah, lot size is not something I really keep track of, because it's the percent of my risk at stake is what I keep track of. Okay, we're very, very close to that 1 is when I'll put risk off the table. So yeah, only like half a pip away. We'll see if we can get that follow through, and then we'll see what we can do in terms of getting a push back to the high. That would be very, very nice if we could do that. How the other dollar pairs looking? Yeah, pound USD, lovely momentum. Aussie dollar looking okay. USD CAD selling off a little bit. NZD USD, decent momentum there. Silver, I want you to kind of fall off one more time. USD not doing much. Gold a little bit. And yeah, DXY, nice momentum. So yeah, I'm liking what I'm seeing here. Bearishness for the dollar. I think it's just kind of depending what the news will do this afternoon, 1:30, because it looks like price kind of picked its direction for now till New York. And we see what New York does, because it could reverse everything really. Aussie dollar, I'll take a look. Personally lost a lot of trades shooting for the highs and coming just short, so stop doing it. Yeah, I mean, I've been on that side of things as well, which is kind of why I like using a trail stop loss, because even if I'm shooting for the high and I have a trail stop loss at some point, I'm always going to walk away for profit. Of course, it's not going to be the highest profit or the optimal profit, but it's still going to be a profit. And for the scenarios where price shoots past the high and keeps going, then I can even make more than I would have done if I closed at the high as well. But I definitely hear you on that. The market's not textbook. The market doesn't always come up to the high perfectly. Sometimes it will come like that and sell off. And if you had a TP there, and then your break even here, then you had maybe 2 point something floating, and then it comes down against you and you get stopped out break even. It feels annoying 100%. But then that does come back down to knowing your edge very well as well. Because if you are going to target the highs like that, you have to understand that there will be cases where price comes very near to your target and it does roll over. That's just part of the probabilities. Just like there will be cases where price smashes into your target and keeps going and shoots to the moon. But as long as you know that, okay, if I do this 100 times, I'm still walking away for decent profit. Then all is well. But of course you can optimize that. If price gets very, very close, instead of just having a trail stop loss down, a stop loss at break even down there, maybe you move it halfway. So if that does happen, you walk away with half of your target rather than nothing. So that could be a little optimization you do. You can play around with different ideas. So yeah, in terms of Aussie dollar, I don't really have too much to say about this one. I was trading it early this week. It did end up in a loss. I was looking for the break and retest of the high. It didn't play out. Price is now breaking back inside the range. So yeah, the whole point of me looking to go long on Aussie dollar was the fact that we've broken outside the resistance, broken outside the range. Now I'm expecting price to hold that and continue. Of course, that didn't happen. So now that we're back inside the range, this could just be another big fake out like the one we had down here. And if that's the case, then we might be seeing price roll over, which is nothing really I'm interested in. I don't want to trade inside the range. I want price to break the high and continue, or break the low and continue. And those are the opportunities I want to be taking advantage of. So my view on Aussie dollar is, let's break back outside the range again. Let's even take out the high there as well. And then the next pullback becomes interesting. Anything in here is void to me. But I'm still pretty bearish on the dollar, so I think just because of that bias, I would still expect Aussie to push up, but the technicals aren't great on Aussie dollar, or at least my technicals anyway. So yeah. Took me long there for. No worries, more. No worries. Is it advisable to leave the market before news or hold and see the outcome? Good question, Philip. I think the best way to answer that is in terms of your risks. The profit side will take care of itself. For me, I do hold through news, but again, as a swing trader, it's very difficult to not hold through news because if you have to close your trade after or before every news event, you won't really get anywhere because some weeks there's one every day. So how are you supposed to hold trades? So for myself, I swing my trades. My stop loss does vary quite a bit, but I'm looking at like a 25 pip stop loss to potentially a 75 pip stop loss. So that's kind of my range. So with a stop loss like that, you can hold through most news pretty okay. Sometimes you will get burnt a couple times, 100%. But in terms of getting slipped, it's never really too bad as well. So I can hold through news pretty okay. I would say maybe just avoid the big ones like FOMC, NFP, any interest rate for any particular currency you're trading, and maybe CPI as well. If you can avoid those, then I would say you can hold through most news. But those bigger ones, certainly if you're building up your experience, building up your appetite in the market, I think those bigger ones for now you can miss out on them. But the other ones, I'll just trade normally. Certainly if you're a swing trader, if you're a day trader, then you can be in and out of the market in a few hours and avoid the news altogether. To them so badly, I haven't really recovered. Yeah, it is annoying when that does happen, I must say. Remember me being cocky. Look at all my trades; they're flying. They'll come at 2 pips short. I broke my confidence. Yeah, of course, that's not gonna feel good when that does happen. Yeah, I mean, I think one of my biggest strengths is I kind of detach myself from my trades quite well. Definitely something I've worked on, not something that I kind of naturally like that anyway, but I have worked on that over the years. But I think that's kind of one of my biggest strengths. Even when things are going well, multiple trades in profit, I'm pretty okay. And even when I'm taking a losing streak, I'm pretty okay as well. So I think when it comes to it, you just kind of want to stay kind of detached from those trades and not really identify them too much. Because those trades will happen as long as you have an electronic take profit, and if you don't take partials, a possibility of price coming a few pips of your take profit and reversing against you is always a probability, no matter how you trade. Best way to mitigate that happening is either have closer targets or take partials. I think taking partials is probably the best way. Just because even if you have closer targets, there still will be instances where price gets close to your new target and still misses and goes back against you and takes you out break even. So I think partial is the best way to counter against that. Paying yourself along the way, paying for holding the trade. Worst case scenario, you walk away with a small win. And it's better for the psychology as well. I'm using the news for entry. Oh wow, fair play, more. That is brave. Are you talking about the USD news coming up? Looks like yen and USD is pretty weak because I'm looking at the yen pairs here. They're all kind of pushing up, maybe barring CHF JPY, but dollar yen pushing up, euro yen, Aussie yen. I'm seeing a lot of weakness in the yen, and dollar pairs are pushing up as well. Is Euro USD 1-to-1 yet? No, it's not quite. 0.98. It's teasing me there. But yeah, it's probably going to get to 1-to-1 unless it wants to be very, very annoying and just kind of just sell off from now. That would be horrendous. But yeah, if it does get to 1-to-1, I'll manage my risk and yeah, see what happens from then on. But the goal of the trade is to try and swing it back to highs, give it the room it needs. Give it the room it needs, but yeah, I'm looking for a bigger swing there. How's pound Aussie looking like? Yeah, pound Aussie isn't playing ball too much, so maybe I did make the right decision choosing Euro USD instead of pound Aussie, because again, they both set up at the same time, both 9 a.m. this morning. Both had nice entry signals, but Euro USD, I liked it a little bit more conviction in the entry, and had a bit more going for it in terms of the confluence, so I chose that one instead of pound Aussie. And looks like we've seen some nice momentum there. So, I mean, it's all probabilities at the end of the day. So, another day I could have chose Euro, and it didn't go too well. JPY has been in free fall for years. Currently, DXY is not doing so well. Would you still go long dollar yen? Yes, I would still go long dollar yen. Not this specific. That was a bad stutter. Not at this specific moment. There we go. So yeah, not now. We've just cleared the highs now. So yeah, we're seeing a bit of conviction, but this doesn't really scream, bullish to me. Yes, previous price action is very, very bullish, 100%, but now it's kind of just consolidation almost. So if price was to come back to the lows here or the lows down here, I would look to go long. The only way I would look to go long around these parts is if we see a big push up higher, really show me that buyers are back in town for dollar yen, and we really clear the high here, then I'll consider a buy on dollar yen. But either which way, I'm still bullish, so I would expect price to go higher. Yes, I know USD is quite weak right now, but it looks to be that yen's clearly weaker. So maybe not at this specific moment in time, but in general, it's weaker. So yeah, I would still be looking to buy dollar yen. But in all honesty, there are better yen pairs to buy. Euro yen looks more attractive. Pound yen looks more attractive to me. Even Aussie yen looks a bit more attractive as well. So out of the yen pairs, I probably wouldn't trade dollar yen, but if I had to, I'd still be looking to buy it. But yeah, I prefer like pound yen, euro yen. They look a little bit better to long. So yeah. It was every trade I started till I talk about changing my system. You said don't do that. It was good advice. Didn't listen. It happens, Poppy. I've been there, man. I've been there 100%. I don't have enough fingers on my hand to count how many times I've been there. But yeah, the best advice I've ever had is stick to your trading, because again, the market is complex. It's crazy. But if you do the exact same thing every time you trade with the exact same parameters, and you look for smart opportunities within those parameters, you will make money. Again, in the FX markets, they don't move a lot. 1% in the FX markets in a day is a big day. So statistically speaking, we're not going to have such a great edge. We're going to have such a prolific edge. No one in FX is going to have an 80% win rate and a 1 to 3 risk reward or 1 to 5 risk reward. Sure, you may average that for a week or maybe a month, maybe a couple of months or maybe a few months. But in the long run, no one's going to average that in the long run. So edge in the FX markets is quite slight. So the secret to profitability is really just attacking it from the same angle and staying consistent with that, and just looking back at your previous trades and seeing what is working well, what's not working well. If you want to improve, optimize your system. Don't change the system. I think that's a good way of looking at it. Sure, refining it works well. I refine as well. Refining is a good thing to do, but not changing the whole thing, because then you start from ground zero again. I just got NZUSD long because it ranged for like 3 days. Should I have let it play it out? There's no real right or wrong answer to that. I mean, if there's nothing in your plan that says get out because it's rained for 3 days, then arguably you should have stayed in the trade, because who knows, we might consolidate, then boom, Monday prices flying to the moon. Just as so, we could be pushing down as well. So I feel like in those situations, you kind of get bored a little bit and you kind of get frustrated, so you just get out of the trade anyway. Again, one trade's not going to dictate your success in the markets either. Okay, you got out of the trade early. It's not like you're destined for unprofitability. No, it's not going to change the course of your trading career. But I feel like you have to have something in place for that. It's either a case, okay, I'm just going to see every trade out till stop loss or take profit, or you're going to have things in place that says, okay, if it consolidates for a few days or a particular amount of time, I will close half and leave the rest to run, or close everything. The only way to find that out is going back for your previous trades, looking for instances in the past when that has happened, or back testing. And of course, back testing, you can collect as much trades as you want and really find out the answer to that question. For me, I always just sit through the trade. Some people don't like doing it. There's no right or wrong answer really for an individual trade basis. But yeah, don't beat yourself up about it either. I can see you put the crying emoji there. Don't worry that much about it. Move on to the next trade. There's always another one coming. Anyway, guys, we have come up to the end of the stream. I just remembered the stream is going to end at some point, but we'll be live again next week, guys. So I do hope to see all of you there. If you have enjoyed the stream, guys, please be sure to drop a like and subscribe. It really does help out. Make sure you do hit the bell as well, so you don't miss out on any streams or uploads in the future. I will continue to manage my euro-dollar position. Hopefully we can get this one to break even pretty soon. I think we're just so close to break even. If it just takes out that high, I'll be going break even, and then I'll see how far we can take this trade. There's a few other pairs I'm looking at. If I do get anything, I'll drop it in the Telegram as well. Link to my Telegram is in the description below, so make sure you go jump at it, go take a look. It's completely free. But yeah, besides from that, have a fantastic day. Thank you to my moderators for helping me out. Thank you to everyone else as well coming onto the stream. We do appreciate it. Have a fantastic day, fantastic weekend. Look out for the analysis on the weekend as always. Take care, and I'll catch you all next week.